Good afternoon on the 5th of March. Here we are, beaming to you live from Northern Scotland on the week before the book fair, the London Book Fair. The one time of the year where I leave the confines of the safety of the north of Scotland and venture into the hot zone to meet treasured clients, old friends, hopefully make new friends, and speak to people who may yet become treasured clients at the London Book Fair, the great gathering in Olympia this year, Excel next year. So I'm so looking forward to it. Going down on Monday, coming back on Friday. It's going to be a wonderful flurry. So I've got I've got some things to show you today, but my focus really has been on making sure that we're fighting fit, ready to wow everyone at the book fair next week. So let's go through and see what we've got on the cards today. So usual agenda on this, which I think is Livestream week 35. Goes to show, doesn't it? It's the power of the plod. You just start doing something. You don't have to achieve perfection first time round. Keep at it. Before you know it, 35 weeks has passed and we still haven't run out of content. So here we are. We're going to look at things, what are changing, ways to achieve reach, ways to deepen your expertise, going deep into how you understand your data and process, and doing it all at speed. So let's have a look to see what is under change this week. And here is a screenshot from my email, and you will have an email very, very similar. Now, we have got a launch that's happening at the London Book Fair, and I am going to use all of my best restraint to not blather it out on the live stream. We're going to show attendees of the book fair what we're talking about next week. So do swing by the stand, come and find out what it's all about. But for good manners and politeness, of course, you, the existing customers, have been introduced to what the idea is. So if you've not seen it yet, hop over to your email, follow your link, and there's information about what this thing is that I'm talking about today. If you're going to the book fair, and hopefully you've got a meeting booked in with us already, we've got a good full diary. So we'll look forward to chatting about this thing there. If you haven't got a meeting booked in, just swing by. There's both me and Dave Aldridge are going, so there's always going to be one of us available to grasp you firmly by the hand and say greetings and to talk about all different things. So yeah, so go and have a look at that. Then we'll talk about it fully at the book fair. And then once we're back from the book fair, I'll be a bit more open to talking about it in public like this. If you're not going to the book fair and you're thinking, oh, what is it she's talking about? We're not going to be saying anything that you won't have on the notification here, so don't worry. Attendance at a UK-centric book fair is not obligatory to get information about what it is I'm talking about. But you know, you've got to have a sense of theatre, haven't you? Sense of occasion from time to time. So yes, so look out for that email, go and see the thing. Feedback on a postcard, please. But also in change this week, let's look at something that I can talk about that we are excited to share. Words here say outcome switcher. Say what now? What are you talking about? Let's go over to Constance and have a look. So let's go to reporting and let's have a look to see what I'm talking about. Go into a report and it's this thing. This has very, very slightly changed shape and words. I can't quite remember what it said previously. It was something like choose action, and then it said in brackets type to filter or something like that. And now it has been simplified and it says switch to. So if you're on the theme list, for instance, and you want to switch to something else, click on switch to, and then you can switch to something else. I mean, you know, it's one of these things. Hopefully it doesn't require quite as much explanation as I'm giving it. So I'm going to switch to the products list. Lovely. What would I like to see next? I shall switch to the contributors list. Hooray! So yeah, switch to is now the wording on that button. You'll also notice that we've given it a lot more room on the page. This is almost full height. Look at that, it goes from top to bottom. And this is the content of this menu area, dialog box here, has not changed. So there's not new stuff that wouldn't have otherwise been on the previous one, except for displays that we might have shipped just within 24 hours of each other, such as the absolutely extraordinary Lightning Source POD sidecar list that we talked about last week. So same content, same functionality. If you're always going to use the product custom report and you want to favourite it, then favourite it and it appears at the top there, and then you can use fewer mouse movement units to navigate to your link if you're using the mouse. What else? But there's like more scrolling room, and also the filter, which does the same as it used to do. Now does the same as it used to do. Just a bit more room. Gives us plenty of room to keep shipping features within this area, because it was getting a bit pokey and difficult to, unnecessarily constrained on the page, given how much content there is. So that is what's going on there. Outcomes. These are the outcomes from your search. Do you want to switch to them? Yes, I do. Use the switcher. So it's that sort of terminology there. And if you're brand new to consonants, wondering what on earth all of these words are anyway, then there's some help that pops up here and gives you a bit more of an insight into what might be on this page, what this feature even is. What am I looking at here? So have a fun time kind of understanding that you can do a search, you can filter your records like up here. It's going to have to be heist, isn't it? Sorry. If we say that we're filtering by product title contains heist, we can see the results of that search expressed in different ways. We can see all of the products where the title contains the word heist, or we can see all of the prices for the products where the product title contains heist, or we can see the artwork files for the products where the title contains heist. I mean, that seems pretty obvious, but you can also really stretch across and see things like all of the rights deals or all of the to-dos that are associated with the products where the title contains heist. So it's quite, it's quite a hub for that sort of finding something and doing a variety of different things. And the variety of different things is that you can list information, you can also edit it and create it and download it and return it and do all things with it. So big feature. So a little bit more breathing space there for you to move throughout the system. So that's a minor yet worth mentioning change, because it is a change to the words within that button, but hopefully a change towards things that don't really need to be explained because they're self-explanatory, rather than needing to be explained because they are esoteric. Super. That was change, quick change. What's next on the list? Expertise. So when I opened the search here, the display that was showing, you might have seen some thema codes, and that's what I want to look at today. I use my switcher to whittle the list down so I can go straight to the thema list. I just wanted to show you this absolutely extraordinary, useful thing that you have access to alongside all of the other outcomes that you can switch to there. So let's have a look. It's the thema list. Down the left hand side, we're at work level here. So we know, because I show you this ludicrous imaginary publisher every week, we know that Cat Heist has got multiple products. Products are the things that you sell. the paperback, the hardback, the downloadable audio, the digital EPUB, the PDF, and so forth. The work is the parent that groups all of those sellable entities together. So here we are looking at Cat Heist, and we can see the thema subjects. It's got a couple, that's lovely. Next column we can see the thema qualifiers, great, interest age. But then we've also got thema insights. And so what we're doing here is bubbling up insights so that you can see in a big long list some of the areas that are just such easy wins, low-hanging fruit and all of that. If you get your thema, your classification coding bang up to scratch, it's just discoverability everywhere, because most systems within the publishing ecosystem know what thema is and know how to use these codes to explain to their customers what this book is about. And so here we are, revealing those insights. And, you know, it's all very well when you've got Cat Heist here, because we can go into the metadata page of Cat Heist and see at that work level what the thema insights are. But, you know, here we're able to see all of these things in one enormous go. So let's get all 5,000 products up here, works up here. Yeah, look, we've really got our work cut out for us, because these are the insights that we're being presented with. So, you know, this is another way to use this whole feature, our ability to be able to filter and then see the results of that filter in multiple different ways. Not only can you list your products, not only can you list your prices or jump over to your to-dos, but here this is acting as a kind of quality control, quality enhancement tool, so that you can see at a glance, you can see in depth at the list level where the attention needs to be focused. So yeah, worth looking at thema list, possibly through your fingers if you're a bit worried as to what your data might tell you. But, you know, knowledge is power. So definitely use the outcome switcher to switch to the thema list and have a good look. And hopefully your data is better than my imaginary data. Great stuff. Lovely. Let's go back to our PowerPoint and see what's next on the list. We're only 12 minutes in. Oh my word, I'll have to slow down, start vamping for time. Here we are on depth. Another screenshot. This is a screenshot of a LinkedIn post I posted just earlier on today. Again, teasing the idea that we will be launching, slightly unidiomatic English, we will be launching a very amazing market-leading feature. So come and see what that is and how it supercharges your data. So this is the thing I was referring to earlier. Current clients, check your email inbox for insights into what that's talking about. But I did just want to, you know, extend an invitation to anyone who we don't yet have the pleasure of knowing, to come by at the book fair and see us. We're on stand 5G 103, which is downstairs. Radical departure from our position up in the gods on the mezzanine as of previous years. But no, I did really want to say, especially if it's your first book fair, especially if you're thinking, what do I do? How do I go about book fairing? What even is the plan? Do I just mill? Do I walk up to people and introduce myself? Well, this is your invitation to do just that at stand 5G 103. You will get a very warm welcome if this is your first book fair. I will ask you how it's going, how are your feet, how's your back from carrying your bag. I'll ask what your first sense of the book fair is. You know, is it everything you hoped for? What did you expect? How is it playing out? Have you heard any gossip? Have you seen anyone who you've, you know, only ever sort of seen in the bookseller and, you know, you're interested? Are you going to any talks? I would love to talk to you. Love to hear how your first forays in the book trade are going. Yeah, I just wanted to say that if you're feeling like you don't know anyone at the fair and and what are you even going to do there? Come first of all to our stand 5G 103, and there will be a cheery smile and a welcoming hand, if that is the sort of thing that you need, because it's just a bonkers event. It brings with it the legacy of a mature industry where it feels like everyone knows each other, and in fairness, they probably do. And that can either come across as closed or friendly, depending on how you're feeling, and depending on the graciousness of others. So you can be always assured of cheerfulness and friendliness because people are known for being nice in the trade. But equally, if it's new, it's new. So anyway, this is me welcoming you to our extremely small stand. Come and make new friends. Lovely. Don't do what people have done at every single fair to me over the years. Notice that when they've got a badge on them that says some lofty sounding title, don't look past them to the nearest man. That would be my main LBF tip. If somebody is the CEO of a tech company, chances are they are the ones that you should be pointing your gaze at. I keep a tally card each time, honestly, of the number of people who are desperately searching for the person who they think they should be talking to about programming. So don't be that guy. Have a open mind as to what sort of people can be programmers and can be technically very competent and knowledgeable about the industry that they've worked in for over 2 decades. The absolute worst one. You wear these lanyards around your neck. Somebody came up to me in the aisles, and I was definitely minding my own business, sort of looking. I think I was looking at sandwiches actually, and they grabbed my lanyard and they pulled it close and they sort of looked at it, and in a really kind of sing-song, over loud voice that I'm sure was designed to, I don't know, certainly succeeded in making me feel very odd. They read out from my card CEO, and then looked at me over their specs and were like, "Oh, good for you." And I was like, "Oh, get in the bin." So, here we are in 2026, but these tropes still abound, don't they? So we'll all be on the lookout for that and ridiculing those that do it. So come to our stand. It's a safe space. There will be badges. Look, I've got my badge machine ready to go for my weekend activity. There will be badges, there will be stickers, there will be seats to sit on for when your feet get a bit much. So look forward to seeing you there. Great. Today is the 5th of March and it's World Book Day. And so I thought I would extend a greeting of Happy World Book Day to you and yours. But I also thought I'd mention that as well as being a, profoundly competent CEO of an important technical company, I also have a little side project called Make Our Book. And I always think of it, it's a written app, doesn't take any of my time, which is delightful, but it allows children to write the books that they're reading. So we use Lightning Source, the print on demand service there, and we produce absolutely exquisite, gorgeous books. Can't actually see any kicking around here at the moment, but they are delightful. It's the most perfect business model as well, because just seeing reams and reams of children's faces light up, recognising that that they are authors, that they're just as worthy of appearing in the pages as people who they don't know. And you see these tiny little children clutching the book that their friends wrote and that they have a piece in as well, and they are the most dog-eared books taken out of the school library. It really does, I think, fill the gap between knowing what a book is and feeling like you belong in the world of books. And I started Make Our Book because of World Book Day, because my son was a nipper and we had, Costume-ageddon year after year. And I just thought how odd it is that this is meant to be a day about books, and here we are dressing up as Disney characters. So in a fit of annoyance, and also so that I had a contribution to make to the Parent-Teacher Association that I could do that wasn't anything to do with baking, I wrote this app, did a Make Our Book at my son's school at that time. It was a wild success, and then just kept doing it every year after. So yes, so a little shout out there, abusing my position of having you as a captive audience. But if you do know any children who go to school and schools who would benefit from a class book, then Make Our Book is me. And very delightful it is too. And we just got another really nice Trustpilot review as well. Don't know what you have to do to get more than 4.7 Trustpilot points. But yeah, it's really nice to always have that kind of delighted customer. So well done World Book Day. Well done all of us in the trade for generating these things and doing such an incredible job. God, I can't wait for next week to see everyone. It's going to be so lovely to catch up with, all of our customers, but all of my, friends from like over 25 years. It's really, really cool. So well done us for being in books. Right, I need to set up my computer now because I am going to give you a tiny sneak peek of the thing that I keep teasing today. But I just have to, let me go big so that you can't see my screen just for a moment. And I'm just going to try and avoid all of the, you have to watch my face trying to fiddle around with this thing. But I just want to make it so that you can see a bit of my screen, but not all of it, because there's no point in spoilering a great big exciting surprise. I want that link, and I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to scroll up. Great. And now that's going to look like that. Be funny if I was sharing my screen the whole time, wouldn't it? Ha ha ha. How we laughed. Just need to, how do I make that go even bigger? Not sure I can do that actually. Okay. Well, it'll be the tiniest little spoiler, but that'll be all right. Just don't look too hard. It's only it's us here, isn't it? It's clients. It's fine. So the thing that I want to share with you, part of the new feature that we're launching at the fair next week, will be to do with some pre-packaged ways to tunnel into your information. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So within the app right now are these ready to go searches. And this is intended to be a feature to help you get up and running really quickly. Now I have shown you a screenshot of this in development about 3 weeks ago, so I don't think I'm cheating too much by sharing this. But I just wanted to give you a heads up as to what sort of functionality is emerging here, because these are going to be links. These are links that you can click on, and Constance will set up for you in your searches area a report that does exactly these things. So obviously still completely normal for you to set up your own searches, but we've taken this sort of clue from when sometimes there's a really kind of gnarly way that you want to interrogate your data, and you'll raise a support ticket and say, will this work? What's the best way to do this? So we've been kind of collecting those, and they are expressed in this list, and we're going to continue to be adding to this list as we go. So what's here so far? We've got next quarter's list, so that's kind of super easy. It's a date search. The next one down is next year's list, so just a little tweak on the date range there, so you can get your eye in. And we're filtering that to products that are not yet sent in Onyx. So you get to see, products that are coming up but haven't yet been sent out, and that's your busy list. These are the ones that need to get done so that you hit your pub date deadlines for next year. Here's next year's products not yet live in Onyx, and we have gone through these on a previous live stream, haven't we? But we'll carry on. Next month's marketing materials. So on this one, it says when you use this example, you'll need to choose your desired template. So this will set up a new search, and it'll be the outcome will be set up so that you're ready to choose your template, and it will have the date range clear in it as well. So just it gets you 80% of the way there for that one, because we can't know from this sort of list what template you're actually interested in doing. Then we've got another one looking backwards. So last year's products contributors. So we published 300 products last year. Give me a list of all of the contributors. And then you could whittle that down, couldn't you? You could say, give me a list of all of the contributors with a contribution role of translator. If you were entering, trying to get your translator prize list together, that sort of thing. These are always cumulative, aren't they? But you can start with quite a straightforward list, like get me all of the products with a pub date between this and that, and then have a look at what that looks like, and then say, and now whittle that down to be just the PDFs. Whittle that down to be just the ones where there's a contributor missing. Trying to find your way through your data, but taking the results of what you're given and having that inspire you to future investigations that you could make. Last year's rights sold is another really good one, because that's like going from what did we sell and then tunneling into, okay, well, what exactly does that mean? You could further refine that, take that as a starting point, but then further refine that to say, well, show me all of the rights sold last year that were French language rights. Show me all of the last rights sold that do not have a signed contract, that sort of thing. Translations is an easy one. Contributors who is some sort of translator. Then we've got some more. These are the sorts of searches that we tend to put into your account after you've raised a support ticket to say, what's the best way to answer this problem? So this is a list of paperbacks that have got associated hardbacks. And you can see here it says creates multiple dependent searches. So we need to first of all set up a search that figures out what the hardbacks are, and then layer on a search over the top of that. Same with this one, upcoming Kindles without a cover image. So this one, in fact, I'll just finish this list and then we'll click on one and enjoy the outcome of that. So the very last one that we have so far, products with a title beginning with some sort of prefixy thing, which don't have a title prefix in the metadata. So as you'll know, the best practice is that there are two fields per product. There's the title prefix, which is a word such as the or a or an or le, or other languages exist, I just can't think of any. And then there's the second field, which is title without prefix. And that really helps for, good data management, but also for alphabetizing your list. You don't want all of the thes to appear at T in the alphabet. So, being able to find all of the products that have got a title that begins with a prefix and they don't have a prefix means that they are set up wrong. That prefixy thing that is in the title should be in the prefix box. So that's quite a good one. And then the other one is the upcoming Kindles without a cover image. I wonder which one's fun, most fun to see, because I can't come back to this page because my secret hiding of the top will go away. Let's have a look at upcoming Kindles without a cover image. So what you do is you click on it, and then that's going to go and generate your search there. And so all of this is the sort of thing that now you don't have to fill in, right? You are able to just sort of say, okay, well, I saw what the search was. Constance has done it for me. Now I can fiddle with it because actually I don't want it to be this date range. I want it to be something else. So really, again, what I wanted to say on that was, for current customers, that is now totally available. Should you want to have it switched on and preview it, and to figure out what the heck I'm talking about, please go and read your emails. But also it's coming up, and so there is this mechanism, this capability for us to write the searches for you, and have this sort of starting point made available to you. So feel free to be sending in the support tickets saying, I want a new addition to this, this list of library entries. And it's just a way to get things started a bit quicker so that you don't have to, imagine everything from scratch when you're in a big hurry the whole time. So yes, so that is great. I think we are approaching the end of the things. Yeah, and that's a lie, isn't it? I won't see you next week. I will be stalking the aisles of Olympia in my extremely comfortable flat shoes. It won't be a stalk at all. It'll be a poddle. But we've got a lot of meetings in the calendar with a lot of people who I know grace me with your presence every Thursday. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in a bit. And for once, it'll be a two-way conversation rather than me just shouting down the YouTube at you. So that'll be a pleasure for everyone, won't it? Yes. Awesome. Well, safe travels to London. I'll see you the week after. For people who aren't going to the London Book Fair, it's kind of just me and Dave who are going to the fair. Our wonderful team remain upon your service. Lisa will be on the emails answering any questions. It would be kind if you didn't, mention any absolutely enormous ground shaking new requirements just for this 1 week, if you wouldn't mind. But yeah, it's kind of business as usual. Just keep the messages coming. Any queries, any last minute advance information sheets that you're trying to print out tomorrow. We're always around to take your emails. So don't worry about that. Fantastic. Right. See you next week. Bye.